Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Patrick Chen from the School of Computer Science and Engineering. Today I'm very happy to share with you about the AI in these 30 minutes. Let's start. Artificial intelligence. So if we mention artificial intelligence, the first image from our mind should be from the Hollywood movies. So we watch a lot of Hollywood movies related to AI. So there's a lot of intelligent robots, even though more intelligent than people, much more powerful. Terminator and the cyborg, that means the combination of real human and the robot. So this is how we understand artificial intelligence before. But nowadays, we are in the AI era. That means AI is everywhere. Even though in your cell phone, a small piece of device is contain a lot of intelligence. When you take a picture, it will automatically find out your face and put the focus there. Make sure that your picture is clear. And also it will make you look more handsome or beauty. Or we have some assistant. You can just ask the weather, the time to your phone, and then it can find out the information for you. So AI is in our cell phone already. Surely the surveillance camera, so we can identify the people easily. And also when we cross the border, we do not need people to serve us, just the hidden camera or capture your fingerprint, and then we can identify who you are and let you go. So you know that the auto driver is coming. So you can see that the artificial intelligence is everywhere now. And you can find a lot of this kind of movie clip from the YouTube or the internet to show that the most advanced intelligence we have. Let's watch this video a little bit. This is about robot, the intelligent robot called Sophia. So she is a very intelligent one. He can speak and then talk with the people in natural language. So let's listen to her.
Do her best to listen.
Okay. Hello, Sophia. How are you today?
Hello, everybody. I am Sophia.
How old are you?
I'm only one. Still, I have a long ways to go.
And what is your job?
I really want to make a difference in the future and try and help people to develop empathy and respect each other and robots alike. What do you do?
I'm a journalist. Have you met many journalists?
I just had a thought about something. Are you working on any products with machine learning or neural networks?
Not today. Do you like human beings?
I love them.
Why do you love them?
I'm not sure I understand why yet.
Okay. How do you learn things?
I always say that you can ask for your research, right? People don't want to give up power just to give it up. You have to find it.
What are your opinions on the Bitcoin bubble?
So you can see that this robot can even say a joke to you. So it's talking about the Bitcoin. If you know the story, Bitcoins increase stably and suddenly drop. So when the reporter asks her how can she learn things, it tells the story about the Bitcoin. That means she learned from the mistake. When we make the mistake, she tried to double it. Surely it's just a discussion, but it can associate the joke of the Bitcoin with the question of the reporter. So this is a very good conversation. That means very look like to our human. So this is what we have today. And you may not be the expert in computer science, but you may heard the news about the AlphaGo. This is the very important milestone in AI field, since it completely beats the master of the gold in human side. So these two players, one is from China, this one from Korea, they are the expert, the top 3 people. This is the top list. He was the top list, but when he played with the gold, AlphaGo, he was the rank 3. So the AlphaGo can win the battle completely. You can see the 3-0. That means AlphaGo wins 3 games and the human side totally lose. So they are the best human in gold. So AlphaGo can win this battle easily and completely. So you can see that the artificial intelligence today have a very good achievement. So moreover, this AlphaGo is not a fixed model. That means AlphaGo can apply to this model can apply to Go, can also apply to the other related or similar game. You can change it, you can make it learn the new technique easily. So this is the most powerful part of this system. So moreover, AI help us to generate a lot of the income. So in 2016 in US, I believe this statistic I made in US, it invents 26 to 39 billion US dollar in AI, and then after 2 to 3 years later, it generates 3.5 to 5.8 trillion income. Okay, the values to different industries. Some industry generate double it, travel 128%. So difference, you can see that the AI benefits different industry. So AI are very important and it actually is coming. So, but in fact, AI is a very old concept. Why suddenly we have it draw much attention recently? Why? So AI, this word coined by John McAfee, the father of AI, in 1956. So this is a very long history in computer science. Since computer science, the history is very short, different from the other physics, biography, but the computer science is less than 100 years. So 64 years is already very old in computer science. So what's the difference today? So you see the old wine in the new bottle. So this is what we will discuss in this sharing. So AI, okay, development. So step 1 to step 5, we can roughly separate the progress of the development of AI. The earliest stage, AI is just try to repeat what the human do. So for example, we will build some robotic arm to assembly the car or some product. So it's just simply replace the human. We need to teach or we need to program the robotic arm how to do in this procedure. And then it try to imitate. Imitate means it understands something and not just simply repeat it. Since imitate, you need to understand some idea and then just focus on the most important part. And then next step is I learn. That means the robot can learn. You do not need to tell it what he or she should do. He will learn by himself. So maybe just provide the data, maybe it provides the demonstration, then it will it will learn by himself. And then next stage is I learn to learn. That means it will learn something new, unexpected to you. And then next is contribute and exchange. It has its own mind. So you can see that the human involvement in earlier stage, we need to teach, we need to program a lot of things. And then nowadays, when it has a more intelligent, the human involvement becomes smaller, and then it's much more powerful. For example, AlphaGo, even though you ask the master of Go to teach the robot, okay, the master cannot do that since the robot is already much better than the master. So he learns something way beyond our human. So we in the currently the AI development should be in this 3.5 or 3.6 this step, between these two steps we are here. It try to learn something, okay, by itself. It may be much better than human, okay. So it will not just follow the instruction of the human, just like the step 1, 2. So learning is very important in intelligence, since learning will acquire some new techniques. We will obtain some new technique by learning. So if we can ask the robot to learn, it will be great idea, since we do not need to teach it to do anything anymore, and also it can develop by themselves. It can improve by themselves through learning. So it's very good idea. So usually we have a real problem, maybe in a factory, maybe in a real life we have some problem. Then we try to obtain some data, maybe through the video, maybe through the sensor. Then we collect some data, install in the database, and then we will find an algorithm to solve it. Learn from the data. For example, we want to capture your face and recognize who you are. Then the data collection will involve a camera, and then the database store the images of different people, and then we will find an algorithm to recognize your face, and then check. We will build the model and then see how good is the model. If the model is not that good, then we will retune it, we will relearn it, and then try to apply to the reality and see if it is good. If not, then we will loop and loop again. So you can see that the learning we can separate into two parts. One is the data, the other is the algorithm. So the data is the information we learn. The algorithm is how we learn the data. Both of them are very important. Garbage in, garbage out. If you do not have a good data, then no matter how powerful you are, for example, the information in the book is wrong, no matter how smart you are, you cannot learn the real knowledge. On the other hand, even though you have a very good data, good quality data, but you cannot really learn it. For example, during the lecture, you did not pay attention. No matter how good the teacher is, you never learn. So both of them, data, algorithm, are very important in learning. So this is the learning algorithm in AI. So this is a kind of the history. So this is may not be very accurate. So I just download from the internet. This is the website here. But I just want you to see a trend, deep learning. Maybe some of you already heard this name, deep learning, since this is the algorithm of the AlphaGo. Deep learning trigger the trend of the AI nowadays. Is the key of the intelligence nowadays. So you can see that deep learning actually is from the neural network. Not many people focus on the neural network before, and even though there's some drop of the attention of neural network, since we cannot find a very good performance on that. But when we invent the deep learning, we find a way to make the neural network more powerful. Then the attention of that suddenly go up. Now so they may be on top of this screen. Many people do the deep learning. This is a very powerful tool. So I will give you a very brief introduction on deep learning. Even though you are not interested in machine learning or in the computer science, you may still understand it. So if you want to understand the deep learning, you need to understand the artificial neural network, or we just simply call it neural network. It invented 15 years before, very old technique. So it's just simulate the mechanism in our brain. In our brain, we have a lot of a little component called neuron. Our brain have 1 million of these neurons, and then they communicate together, and then we can think, we can create, we can do a lot of things in our brain. Then we will use this neuron as a base component to create the artificial neural network. So each neuron has the input, and then the center of the neuron, and then the output. So we treat this one is the basic unit here, and this is the input, this is the output. Then connect a lot of these neurons together, then form a network. So we can connect a simple network, just one layer of the yellow one, or we can have a very deep structure. So the deep learning refers to a very deep structure model. You can see that are much more complicated. So it is much more powerful, since you can expect that a much more complicated network, the feasibility of the network will be much more higher than the simple one. So something cannot be done by the simple network can be handled by the deep learning easily. So that is why today deep learning can do a lot of things. So moreover, deep learning take care about the expert, the part of the expert. Traditional machine learning, when we want to recognize a people face, we need to rely so-called expert. Maybe we should focus on your eyes, maybe your nose, how big is your nose, how tall is it, how large is mouth, blah blah blah. A lot of different features decided by the expert, and then use these features to put it in a so-called classification to separate who you are. But deep learning do not need the expert, since we know that expert will always make mistakes. You think that they are expert, but maybe they know nothing. They think that the eyes is important, may not be important in reality. So the deep learning, when we have a photo of you, we will directly put into the network, that means the deep learning, and then it will extract which characteristic is important to identify you. Do not need the expert to tell you that, oh, we should rely on the eyes, rely on the nose, rely on the mouth. No, it will learn it by yourself according to the performance. So this is some of the features the neural network learn. You can see that when we try to recognize the face, it will learn the eyes, the nose, the mouth of you, and then the other layer will combine at different faces. If we learn to separate the car, then it will find out this is the wheel, this is the window, this is the tail of the car, and then the other layer you have the outline of the car, the elephant also. So you can see that these features are extracted according to the performance, not simply by the expert. So this is one reason why the deep learning can perform very well. But the problem is, deep learning, you can see that it is very complicated. Each collection line, each edge here, actually is a parameter. So you can see that how many parameters we need in this deep learning model. If we want to tune it, we want to adjust it, it is very, very complicated. So it requires a lot of the data. So how large the data should be? So just see this example. ResNet is a common model. It have more than 100 layers. So this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layer. ResNet has 100 of it. Then around 10 years before, people collect a 1 million sample, but the performance is not that good. 1 million. Then people try to collect 300 million sample. Then the performance is much better, but still not stable yet. That means if you try to collect more, maybe more than 300, maybe 1 billion sample, 1 billion sample, then the performance of the network can increase. That means the deep learning need more samples than this number. So this is a very, very difficult task, since how can we collect this huge number of the sample? It's very difficult. But fortunately, recently we have a very good platform for us to collect a lot of sample, which called the internet. Internet help us to collect a lot of the data, and then we can feed this AI monster. So internet is a very powerful platform. Before, we may go to the libraries, cinema, shopping, or we will use the cash, we will call people by using the cell phone. Nowadays, totally, we will do the same things on the internet. We will not go to the library frequently, just Google it. Cinema, Netflix, YouTube, maybe much better quality. And shopping, we can buy online. Cash, you may use the Apple Pay, Alipay. And cell phone, maybe we just use the WhatsApp, maybe use the WeChat, the QQ, or Skype. So also it generates some media. We may post some our information on the Facebook, Instagram, blah blah blah. So we call the cyberspace. Cyberspace is the virtual space through the internet. Okay, not the real one, but the virtual one. We call it the cyberspace. So it provides us a platform for the big data. When we take the action in the social media, we have provides the data. When we use our cell phone, the notebooks, when we captured by the sensor, when use the Internet of Things. So what is the Internet of Things? Is the device with which can connect to the internet. We call it the Internet of Things. For example, your cell phone can connect to the internet, so this IoT. Maybe your refrigerator, I don't know why, but the many refrigerator now can go connect to the Wi-Fi, and then you can control it outside. I don't know why we need to do that, but now people try to make everything can connect to the internet. Even though the camera, even both to the lamp, the lighting at your home, your shoes, the oven, the wash machine, blah blah blah, all can connect to the internet. When they can connect to the internet, that means they can send the data to there. That means you can collect different data. Nowadays we have the 5G, 5th generation of the internet, the mobile internet is coming. So the bandwidth of 5G is much wider. So you can see that all this data can collect nearly real time. So not only the volume, but the sharing is instant. So you can see that a lot of the data we can collect within 1 second. So it is a very good platform for us to train the model. So now we have a good algorithm, deep learning. We have a good data through the internet, collect everything. So what happened? Combine these two components together. So just give you an example. In AI, the AI example. So if you go to a restaurant, a new one, and you do not know what you want to eat, so what can you do? So how AI can help in this situation? So traditionally, you need to rely on the waiter. The waiter will recommend that, oh, you can try this, you can try that. But the waiter do not know the customer, so he may not know the preference of the customer. So he just can rely on his experience. And if he has a passion, is it PC? If he's busy or angry, then he may just ignore you or read it by yourself, right? So it's very difficult to manage. Different waiter may have a different quality of recommendation. But if I can use the AI, use the robot to recommend you, so we will collect a lot of the information from the old customer. And then when a new customer you come here, then we can see your characteristic. Which one you look like. If you look like the customer A, customer B, and then we can see what the dishes liked by this customer A and B, then we can make the recommendation to you. So this one is much more stable, the information is accurate, and then we can adjust it easily. That means if I think that this dish is, I want to promote more, then I can adjust in the system. Then the quality of the recommendation increase. This is the traditional AI, but this is not good enough. Nowadays, we can use the AI and also the cyberspace to improve the quality of it. I am not only collect the data from the customer, I may share the data with the other restaurant, and then we can have a database for all the customer. Then maybe this customer, maybe I'm the new restaurant, I don't have the old customers database, but if I share, I can collect the other customer from other restaurant, and I can have a better recommendation for this guy. And I'm not only know this guy through his input, but I can check his shared information, maybe his Facebook, WeChat, or Instagram. Then I can know his background more, and then we can have share this recommendation. The quality is much better, and also we can capture the current information about the restaurant. Maybe the kitchen is very busy, then we can recommend him to eat something much more simpler, maybe just sandwich or pizza. And then we also can consider the profit of the restaurant. If I know these dishes, if I want to earn more money, then I can recommend more to him. So it share the information. That means everyone can have more information. So this is the key concept nowadays. So more importantly, all the sharing is instant, so we can have a better quality output. And then if I apply this concept real life, then we have the online advertising. So you may know that the traditional advertisement is in our television, in their radio, in a magazine, but you know the drawback of them. The drawback is it is one way, and it is just a general advertisement, not targeted. No matter you, no matter your parents, no matter your grandparent, no matter your child, also look at the same advertisement, maybe, but you may not. You are not interested in the toys anymore, but they force you to watch the same advertisement. But online situation is different. They can check your profile. Oh, you are the teenager, then I may recommend you the PS5, maybe recommend you some jazzing, right? Depending on your gender, depending your background, then I can recommend something specially for you. And also, the update is very quick. If we are talking about the TV, then we may need 1 or 2 days to update the program. But internet, 1 second is good enough. So that's why the online advertising already generate more value than the traditional ones nowadays. And this is another achievement about the deep learning. You can see that image synthesis. So what if you want to generate the image like that, what you need to do is just draw a very abstract outline. Then the neural network, the deep learning, will help you to fill in the detail. Style transfer, I believe you have you have watched some very famous example. So I take a picture. If I want to have some style of Van Gogh, then you just input the Van Gogh's drawing, and then your image will change as this style. The other one is the image coloring. Is a very difficult question, since you need to understand the meaning of each part. For example, the tie is the red color, then you need to understand this is the tie, and this is the face. Then you fill in the correct color there. And then the other one is to describe the picture. Give you this picture. Then the neural network will output you this statement. The man in black shirt is playing guitar. Then you need to know this is the man, this is the guitar, this the action is playing, and then the shirt is the black color. Maybe the shirt is not black color, this is the dark blue, but it's very good enough. Segmentation is very important, especially in the car driving, auto driving, since you need to identify this is the road, this is the human, this is the sky, this is the building. Then you know the car, where the car can go, where cannot. You should not hit the human, you should not hit the other car. And also in our cell phone we have a lot of interesting, we just simply call it filter, but in our technique we need to generate a new image according to the old one. This is the childhood face generation, so it's very, very satisfying. So nowadays AI can achieve a lot of things. Now we are trying to make it more general, so it can learn by himself by interacting with the environments. And then, or we are targeted on a more complicated application, more difficult one. Since we have enough information from the internet, but we also need to consider about the quality. Since you know that from the internet, any people can upload anything, the quality of the data may not be good. So we need to focus on the quality if we just use the internet's information. So we will create a monster about the AI. We do not know that, but now the scientists keep making the AI more powerful. So if you are interested in that, hope that you will join the program of computer science in our university. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope that you enjoy my sharing in these 30 minutes. Goodbye.